step across this line. I never dare you, motherfucker. Cross this one.
Electric sparking wires exposed. Skoda cuts deep where the truth erodes. Rebel in the trenches, voice explodes. This the HLS, the code overload.
Wait a minute. What happened to you?
I'll tell you offline. We're not recording.
Oh, we are recording. Why didn't you say that? Now I gotta wait an hour to change.
Yeah. But long story short, I'm not mad. I'm only a little mad, but I'm not mad.
I'm about to lock you like a motherfucker on HLS. This shit gotta work.
You're like, now it's gotta work.
Yeah. So change is afoot. Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of change, real quick, in my culture, in our traditional religion, there is a figure named Ekwensu. Ekwensu is, if you talk to an Igbo person today, they probably tell that Ekwensu is how you say devil in Igbo. If you watch Ace Ventura with Tommy Davidson, when they see Ace Ventura and he has his little horns, they call him Ekwensu Ocha, which means white devil in Igbo.
Awesome.
Little fact. They've had a lot of Igbo, a good amount of Igbo in that show. But Ekwensu is not the devil in our culture. It is actually the deity of every like pantheon has a mischief deity.
He's Loki?
He's our Loki, right?
Or more so Loki.
Or Loki's our Ekwensu. But he is the bringer of chaos, disorder, but more so change. So like Ekwensu is seen as like a necessary part of life because things have to change. There has to be some type of like disruptive force in people's lives in order to get them to do things positive or good. So it's like kind of like roll with the stream of life and just it's seen as a good thing. But you know, colonialism and missionaries are like, that's the devil. So but yeah. So change is afoot is when you said change is afoot, I'm like, yeah, it's what that means. And Ikenga, conversely, it's a place of strength, but it also is more of opportunity and
stability,
fortune.
Oh.
Stability and things like that are things that are usually earned and given through other things. It's not like something that like is just given. It's like it has to be obtained.
Look at that.
One of these days we're going to talk about like different pantheons and like cosmology because I love cosmology of like multiple different like religions and cultures because it's literally all the same shit. It's really cool.
I would definitely love to bridge that conversation into the threads between cultures. Like the other day, my wife said something in Spanish and she was like, Wahala. I was like, what'd you say?
She said, what?
She's like, Wahala. And I'm like, that is extremely close to Arabic. Like, Ojalá. And I was like, what's it mean? She was like, God willing. I was like, man, y'all done.
Dominicans and Puerto Ricans
ojalá.
And Nigerians.
Yeah, you said it's in Spanish. Homie, that's Arabic. That's like legit, like old communication. Like, I'm not even sure the exact I'm not even sure the exact like dialect language, the etymology. Y'all put it in the comments, but yeah, ojalá, that's Arabic, man. That's God willing. Like,
that's what my name means.
Word.
Yep.
Yes.
Wahala in West Africa, pigeon is just like trouble, bullshit. Like,
oh,
yeah, don't give me too much wahala. Don't give me too much shit.
Y'all don't trust God to handle it. Look, God.
I trust him, but it's still stressful. Okay,
I'm gonna need some very specific guidelines.
I trust him. It's very stressful.
Y'all tell my kids, look, you got to pray like a lawyer. Don't say, oh yeah, work this all out because it worked out. Might be I got rid of everything. Done.
Oh, you're not happy? Oh, you're not happy? It's like, all right, bro. Like,
it's all
come on, man. Be specific.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, y'all better be real specific with your prayers.
Y'all seen them genie movies?
Help him find peace. Not rest in peace.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Every genie in every movie. You didn't say. It's like,
I was watching this thing and it was a person. Oh man, it was hilarious. I gotta find it. It's too good. I gotta find it. It was like, don't grant my first wish after I say my third wish or something like that.
Nice. I like that. All right, I'm gonna kick it off. In 3, 2. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the HLS Podcast, the podcast that never was. Radical Teddy and friends, late to the party, to that point. Her latest seduction happens like sundowns, hippies loving showers, his long semicolon.
Right.
Wait, it was haters loving semicolons. And his longest speech. I'm the Rebel Alliance.
And this is Electric Thunder. Welcome to the show this week, people. We got an interesting topic today. Today, we want to talk about the best time in a human being's life. When is it? Is childhood the best time of a person's life? Your teens, your 20s, your 30s, your elder years? There's good points in every part of people's lives. And we want to try to single it down and see which part of life could be the best. And that kind of sounds sad at the same time if you think about it. Like,
yeah, man.
what if the best part of our life is already passed?
No, the best part of our life so far.
Yeah, you would hope. But what made you ask it? Because in theory, you might have had an answer where it's, oh yeah, this particular time, that was the best. It's all downhill from here.
Then you change it, because what if it is downhill? You know how many people realize that they're actually boring as shit? I think that's what a midlife crisis is, actually.
I don't know if people realize it. Yes, to that point, some people realize, oh, I don't have a lot of time left. But I don't know if everybody realizes. And to that, we said all downhill from here. It might just be like lower. You'll come to another peak, but that peak is not as high as the Mount Everest of your life.
Okay, I figured it out. So 3 wishes.
Awesome.
The first person says, I wish to have my second wish granted after my third. That's the first wish. For my first wish, I wish to have my second wish granted after my third. My second wish is for you to pick up the lamp and wish me free. My third wish is to become an all-powerful genie.
Awesome.
That's how you game the system.
Yeah, that sets a loop, right?
No. So my first wish
Yeah.
is I wish to have my second wish granted after my third wish. My second wish is for you to pick up the lamp and wish me free. And my third wish is to become an all-powerful genie.
Yeah. That's how you get to be the all-powerful genie without being stuck forever.
That is so slick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Especially if you can keep everything that happened during your wish.
I try to remember doing it. I get it.
I'll try to remember that in case I ever do come across a magic
all-powerful genie.
I don't need that much stuff. My main wish would be money.
Good about me and powers.
Oh, I know.
We've talked about that several times.
I think we'll all be highly aware if you got 3 wishes.
I would put those limitations. First of all, oh my God, I would do the superpower thing.
Yeah.
Leave me alone for an hour and with the limitations. And then the last wish would be like to destroy like the loopholes. So it would be like only for a day.
Awesome.
Anyway.
So actually, because in theory, that would be the best time of your life. When would that be in your life?
When would the best time or when was the best time of my life?
Both.
I'm in my early 40s.
Now?
I think now. I'm aware that, especially with recent there's been a lot of people dipping around me lately. It makes you a little bit more aware that we are made out of like wet paper and like tape.
It has to go right for you to be healthy.
I say that too. Much stuff has to like work in our favor for us to just be fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot. So I'm aware of that. Hopefully I have another 40. That'd be great. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But if you have to pinpoint a time where I just thought that this is the greatest time ever. First of all, I do believe I'm pretty much in that period right now. And I'm not just saying that. I love nothing more than being a father. That's my favorite thing ever. Being a father and husband, and those things are things that I truly take joy in. And I try to tell myself, like, how do you separate like who you are versus these roles? And I have a hard time doing that. I used to not like that, but I'm like, no, I'm fine with that. The fact that my identity is very much tied to me being a husband and father is fine. Part of the me that went away, I'm okay with it. But if I was to look at a time in my life outside of the right now, It would have to be my late 20s, specifically 20. Oddly enough, right before I got with my now wife, because I don't know, like around that time. Let me put in perspective. Around that time, I was single. I was living in Southern California, Anaheim. I had a pretty good paying job. I didn't have a lot of bills that I was aware of. I probably should have been paying on my loans, but whatever. I had a lot of free time. I was coaching. I was working at a gym. Make with that what you will. I was in peak physical condition. I looked amazing. And I traveled the country and the world, like with my fighters, like
habitually
beating people up and getting paid thousands of bucks for it. It was great. And I had a loft. I was living the life that I think that people would Instagram. Like a real one. Not, oh, I'm on a private jet. Like an actual, real, fun, exciting life. And that was for about in my peak. I felt when Neo saw the code in the Matrix.
Yep.
I was like, oh shit. Like I knew how to do socially anything.
Yeah.
Anything. It was one of those great power comes great responsibility thing. I don't think I abused it too much. But it was a fun period of time, and a lot of my best, most fond memories, some of my most outrageous pictures come from this time period. And I look on it fondly, but I also look at it as it's the stupidity of your youth, the stupidity and the recklessness of your youth and the maturity of your adultness or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like that perfect intersection where you know how to very responsibly be reckless.
Yes. Drinking.
I had a bad relationship with alcohol. That's the thing that I am very not proud of around that time as well, too. Other than that, I was banging on all cylinders. It was good to go, which is funny because it's very easy for people to mess up in these times of invincibility, especially since you feel invincible. So
the reason I use drinking is because it's a very quick, here's something where you learn it, you are atrocious at it, and then you learn yourself and your relationship to it, then you're fine with it.
Yeah.
How about like your childhood though?
I had a fun childhood. Go ahead, what'd you say?
Is it like, so when I was thinking about these times, right, I was thinking more of something like the wonder in our minds when we're children. I remember as a small child thinking that when you just mentioned you felt invincible, but as a child, I really felt like I couldn't be touched. I felt like I was really special, that I could do anything. Like nothing was impossible.
When you say
Like
a child, how old are we talking about?
I would say until probably like puberty, from toddler all the way to puberty. I thought I literally could do anything. I remember I thought I could outrun a car. And so my sister's dad had a van, and we were driving uptown in the van in Manhattan, and he would leave the sliding door open. So I would sit right there on the step of the sliding door while he's driving. My mom, I think about it now, I'm like, yo, the kid could just fall out on a turn. So I would just sit right there on the door. And I remember like seeing the car rolling, and I thought to myself, this car is not really moving that fast. I could run faster than this. So my mom didn't wear her seatbelt in the front seat. So I ended up like reaching over, grabbing the seatbelt and wrapping it around my hands. And I was like, I'm going to jump out the van and then jump back in. So I thought I was going to jump out the van, run, and then jump back in. I tried, and I just got dragged. And then I must have had some serious upper body strength, because like that seatbelt didn't unwind. Yeah. And I was able to pull myself back into the van. I heard all the people on the sidewalk losing their mind, like screaming because they saw me being dragged. And I tried to run. I got dragged. I pulled myself right back, and I was like, nope, I'm not that fast.
Nah, bro.
Also, was this van colored
Down by the
or
river?
unmarked?
It was like a cream color with a line on the side.
Okay.
So it had like
Was it a red line?
I'm
yeah.
just imagining him hopping out of a
The
white
18
unmarked
van?
van. And then-
And then screaming
Oh
and
no,
getting
this
dragged.
kind of van had like seats in it and everything, but not seat. It was like a little lounge. It was weird. It had a little table in it and everything.
That's a minivan.
Yeah. So like the seats were all around it, not like in rows.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
It was like it looked like something that like you
And
would
they
get
swivel.
picked up from a club and then you'll have drinks in and everything like that. It was a pretty dope van.
That's
Crocodile
when you
alligator.
learned you weren't invincible?
No, I still did a lot of dumb shit because I used to jump roofs when I was a kid. So we would go up to the rooftops and then
I like how you
in
said that
Manhattan
like
and
that's just
uptown.
a term.
In
Explain
uptown
that to the
Manhattan, a
non-New
lot of
Yorkers. Yeah.
in uptown Manhattan, a lot of the apartment buildings, they're at least 5 stories high.
Yeah.
And some of them, they were close enough where there would be a little gap between them. So if you're jumping from one that's 6 stories to a 5 story, you could run, jump it, and then clear the gap and then land on the
Did you
other one.
parkour roll?
No, we didn't. Parkour didn't exist at that time. Like we
True,
were
true, 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 true.
pre-parkour. But yeah, we would run and just jump them. I had a cousin that
Bless you.
and he was this cousin, he's about 15, between 15 to 20 years older than me. He would do the same thing when he was a kid, but he tried to cross like an abandoned building. They had a plywood and he tried to cross it and he ended up actually falling.
Oh no.
And this was like in those backyards, they'd be like junkyards pretty much. So there was like a whole bunch of toilets and like bathtubs and everything. And he landed on that and broke his back.
Oh
So
no.
he lived through it,
Jeez.
but his back was always messed up after that. So he was always in pain.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember seeing him. I was a little kid and he was like already like in his early 20s, and he would always have back pain, always be popping pills.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So I think about those times, like during childhood, how awesome the times were. Then I think about the teenage years, like there was a lot of fun times there, but then also there was a lot of scary times as well because I was getting into a lot of dangerous trouble with other people. And there would be times where my life is on the line. And also, like, some things happened within my family that had beef with outside people. So my life literally was on the line if I was seen. So my childhood and my teenage years weren't great. I would never want to relive that again. I think this idea came up from a conversation where I was having and then I thought I never want to be a kid again. If I had to be reborn again, I never want to be a kid again. So I
The
think
movie is
have it
your
the
nightmare.
hardest. Say
You
again?
think kids have it the hardest?
I think kids have it the hardest.
Oh, they can. Yeah, definitely.
Some
They're
of
the
them.
most vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. They can't protect themselves. They're very vulnerable.
They could
They're
also have it
always
the easiest, just depending on what
Your life.
the dice that you were dealt.
And then
That's
you're always
literally
being
what it
told
is.
what to do. You have no control of you have no decision making. The only decision making you have is I gotta be good in school. I gotta be good at home. I don't know. For me, I just don't want to live that life.
But that's an argument for why it's easy because you like I tell my boys, you have one job. You got one job and some expectations of just not being an asshole. If you do those two things, you should be fine.
I don't know.
But
I
that's
prefer being
because
an
I
adult
have,
now.
huh?
I prefer to actually be an adult now. Like where I'm at right now, I think this is the most comfortable I've ever been in my life, where I would say this is the best part of my life now.
Hey, you're in your happily ever after.
I wouldn't do anything again. I don't want to come back. I think this is cool. You know, I think this is great. I think coming back wouldn't mean anything if I didn't know I was back. And most prevailing like theories of how coming back works, you don't know that you're back. So like I don't see any value or any desire in coming back because just I don't care. What's the difference? There's no difference.
I remember thinking about that as a kid. I remember thinking, is this the first time I've done this?
It is for me.
I don't know. Like thinking about that as a kid, totally unprovoked. I just sat there and I thought, have I done this before? I remember thinking that. And I don't know, it was just such a weird feeling for me to think that. And I knew it wasn't right to think that. There was just something so odd and strange because the concept has never been brought up to me before. I instantly thought about that.
I think maybe like my youngest son thinks about that, and it's please stop. But some people are just more in tune with mortality.
Yeah.
Question, Electric. Do you ever dream things in advance?
That's like deja vu.
Right.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I was asking, because sometimes you have deja vu and it's because I dreamed this in advance. So
Yeah.
I'm going to accept that as a yes.
Yeah. I said I do.
Coach,
I consider that to be deja vu when it happens.
Yeah. So you think deja vu is not I've been here before. It's like you've had a vision of it before it happened.
It feels like that. What I think deja vu is, I think we're on a perpetual timeline where if I died tomorrow, that would be your experience. You would experience me dying. But something changed in my life, in my perception, through my eyes. Something changed where I keep going on until I reach my maximum lifespan. So I'll keep going. And I think that's what deja vu is. Like something was supposed to happen and you missed, you took a turn and now you're going forward. But everyone else around you saw what happened to you.
Yeah.
Saw how you just lost your life.
Yeah.
And
quantum immortality strikes again.
Yeah.
You did touch on this a long time ago.
Yeah.
During one of our episodes.
Yeah.
Quantum immortality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in that regard, I believe the same
Don't
thing.
do it.
Like where it's okay, I'm having deja vu. It's I guess the other me messed this up. Hopefully I get it right and continue living. Or I dream this in advance. But depending on what it is, yeah, I agree with what Electric said in terms of the timeline. That said, I don't know what timeline we're in because this is crazy time.
I sometimes think the whole simulation thing, I laugh and we were playing GTA, me and Scroda, about two weeks ago.
So fun.
And it crossed my mind. I'm like, are we in a real life GTA server?
Yes.
Because all the shit that is going down in the news, I listen to the news every day through like comedians. So I listen to The Daily Show, stuff like that. And when I hear this stuff, I think to myself, this can't be life. This can't be real. And then I'll see people arguing on social media, and I think to myself, how can people actually see what's going on and say some of the things and still have these opinions? It just makes no sense to me. So either we're or I am. And for you, Rebel, you are in a simulation because I'm just probably an NPC in your simulation. And for you too, Scroda. So we're in such a weird place right now. Such a weird time.
Yeah, I mean, I often ask myself, everybody has their own individual biases. When I'm confronted with something that is opposite of my bias, how do I react to it? And I saw something today. It was a really high profile person who had recently very publicly lost their spouse. And it was some leaked audio from the spouse after the funeral. And they were very chippy and upbeat. Oh man, we sold so much merch today. And people were very much saying this isn't how a grieving person responds and stuff like that. Very critical of that. Now, for the record, I'm no big fan of either of these people. But I was like, I know a lot of churchy people. And you could do some heinous stuff right in front of them. And next day they might be like, can I get an amen? It's very strange how they're able to do that, right? That's what it's designed for. It's designed to be able to lift you up in really bad times. So I'm like, okay, here's a moment where I think I feel like I'm expected to react a certain way. And I just didn't because I feel like people are trying too hard. So I feel good that I didn't take the bait. But other people, I'm like, how do other people hear and see some shit and just be like, I don't know, man. Like the consistency between people and their beliefs is just in the shitter right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite all that, I'm still in my happily ever after, except for what happened yesterday.
That's still part of it. Yeah.
It's funny because when you ask this question, I have always appreciated, or at least tried to appreciate, each moment where it is. So childhood, I remember being an only child, parents divorced, got sent to Mississippi for a bit, desperately wanted to come back from Mississippi. But when I got back from Mississippi, man, I was in my happily ever after. It was just me, mom, and our pet at the time. Christmases were cool. We were broke, but mom made sure it didn't really feel like that. And there was a lot of love.
Yeah, man.
You say adolescence, teenage. Adolescence and teenage was fine. Met Scrota, got good grades in school. Went to a all-black high school that was also an engineering high school. So it was like I'm around a whole bunch of smart black folk. Wound up really falling in love with my people. It was great. College, took that same experience, translated it to like even smarter black crew. Got a whole bunch of friends. Had a great time at college.
Great time.
Yeah. And there are things that like my grandparents passed away while I was in college, but that's part of life. And I don't know. Just thinking back on what the ancestors went through, I'm like, this is pretty good. I ain't gonna rock the boat. Let me appreciate this while I can.
Ancestors, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, my folks.
So I'm like,
my folks.
I am happy. That's like the thing where it's like, if you could travel back in time to any period or to the future, where it's like future. It's like you wouldn't want to go back. Nope.
Yeah. Again, I always like telling people like I think now we have an answer to like when was this country great?
Right.
I mean, not necessarily great, but it was better a couple years ago. We finally got to answer that question. Oh, so we have to objectively make things worse to say this is the better time.
Make this country great. You mean after the 2008 financial crisis? Like right then? Nothing after that? Stop before 2016? Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, and in 20s, I remember thinking when I was like younger and in college, man, when I get to 26, it's going to be the best year of my life. And I don't know why, but I had always had that feeling like 26 is going to be the best year of my life. And so when I was a kid, I was always like, oh man, I can't wait till I'm older. I can't wait till I can drive. I can't wait till I can get a job or something like that. Or at the same time, I love waking up on Saturday mornings and watching cartoons. And it was the best thing, watching Thundercats, watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, eating some cereal because I was like finally old enough to be able to make the cereal myself. Like, it was great. But at the same time, it was like, oh man, I can't wait till XYZ. Being a teenager, it was, oh man, I can't wait till I'm in college, till I have like more independence, which is funny because mom was chill. Like I had a lot of independence. I pretty much could have did anything because I was a good kid. So you know how it is. When you're good, you get more leeway.
Of course.
And so it's like, oh, if I wanted to go out to one of those little teen clubs or whatever, I could have, but I don't want to do that mess. So it's, you can do this because I know you don't want to do this. Yeah, like I had all the freedom because I wasn't going to use it. To that point, being in college was great. Shout out to TU, go Jumbos, all the Jumbo listeners. Yeah, I loved hanging out with y'all. Love being around y'all. Love like finding I completely went into college thinking I was going to be a double E major with a comp sci minor, and all that changed.
Man, left me in the dust.
All that changed right in front of this dude's face.
Wait. I thought Reverend was like, we in this together. We in this for life. I'm like, yeah.
That's crazy. Liberal arts students. One semester, I was like,
no.
You know what I'm going to be? I'm going to be a senator. That way I don't have to worry about 2 terms. I don't have term limits.
I'd be cursing you out.
And then I was like, you know what? Most people can't even name their senator. But this girl, Rebecca Black, got a crazy song that everybody knows the lyrics to, even though she ain't got no kind of talent. I'm going to be a musician. If she could do it, I could do it.
And then what was your period? You said it's now?
No, each stage has had these deeply enjoyable, like, moments about it. Like college.
We talking about the best, though. We talking about the best. We talking about the gold.
Think about college. College, you're finally independent, you're finally free, but at the same time, you broke. Like college broke is an extra kind of broke. Like the things I'd have done for $20 in college, man. Yo.
You feel that way? I feel like that's right after college because you actually think you have money right after college.
So then you have bills, because that's the point. You're in college, you're broke, but you don't realize I ain't really got bills. And so you get out of college, you got your first job, you're like, hey, I'm broke. Oh, I got bills. I'm making money, but I got bills. Number one, I gotta pay college back. Oh man, what did I get a degree in? Music? Oh no. Oh no. At the same time, music was great. Like I'm working with this person, this producer, it was awesome. Yo, shout out to Omas and Sarah and like all of the musicians that I worked with throughout that time. Yo, being a musician, like living the dream of, you know how people are like, and this is how I got to music too. Like it wasn't just Rebecca Black. It was in college. I said, if I was 80 years old and look back on my life, what would I have wanted to done? What would be my, oh man, I wish I had tried this when I had the opportunity. Because at that time, I'm like, wait, this is the opportunity. So I'm like,
this is the time, yeah.
I'm like, yo, let me get trained to be a musician so that I can actually know what I'm doing and do it. So that's why I went into music. So it wasn't just like, oh, I wish I had been a musician because I've always loved music. I come from a musical family. No, let me like actually learn music theory and know what I'm doing. So I did that. And so when I was doing music, I was like, oh, I see what this industry is. Like, yeah, I got a 4-octave vocal range. I could sing everything under the sun. But at the same time, I'm not trying to be out in these clubs like schmoozing. I hate going to the club. And it's not about talent. I can sing a lot of folks under the table or whatever, but this person over here sings better than I do, and ain't nobody checking for him. This lady over here is one of the illest vocalists I've ever seen. She got some electronica stuff popping up. Shout out to Don Tallman. But at the same time, like she's the closest thing I've heard to an Etta James or an Aretha Franklin since, you know, the real ones.
That's some high praise, bro.
Yo, Don Tallman can sing, man. Like y'all don't understand. But to that point, there's a reason why y'all don't know her name, and it's pretty much the industry. Like the industry doesn't value talent as much as it does hustle and marketing. Which is why later
I think it's corporate also, right?
Yeah, but to that point, that's why I know people who are A&Rs and like in the music industry, and yo, this cat is a marketing dude. He's not a musician historically. Like he's a marketer. Like the people running the Grammys, they're musicians, but like these people running the labels, these are marketing dudes. I don't know if they know the circle of fifths.
Yeah.
So to that point, it was like, oh, I see what this is. And even with my own band, I had a band I was popping off in Boston and whatnot, and they were asking us like, cool, how many Facebook followers you have? Not, oh, snap, like y'all were the jazz band at this school and now y'all are doing this like more mainstream, like next roots kind of thing, but like also with some crossover appeal.
I love y'all band, by the way.
I did too. And to that point, a lot of folks did, but
I was like, this band is not gonna make it. Y'all have 17 members. Like 17 members. They all played random ass instruments, but that shit worked.
Yeah, man, it did. Like,
love that band.
Yeah, it was funny because we actually all got along, man. We had one cat was Republican, other cats we had atheists, we had believers, but we all got along, man. And all through music, like we just made some hits, man. But at the same time, all those cats were like also engineers and had engineering jobs lined up. So it was like, hey, do you want to be a broke musician or you want to take the job with Boeing real quick? So I don't even fault them for being like,
life was calling.
Exactly. They came out with jobs and bills that they could pay. So no fault to them. Shout out to Melodesiac. So to that point, in each of these things, there's them things that I appreciate. Like I appreciated being a musician. Like I watched Seinfeld from start to finish, just binge watched it because I was just writing music day in, day out. So like when I wasn't gigging on the weekends, I had nothing to do. Yes, I could have, let me go try to scrounge up some students and become a vocal. Actually, I did have a vocal student, but even still, like the hustle that goes with that wasn't my calling. So it was like, okay, cool. So when it got to the point of, man, I met this girl, thank you, we want to start a family, and it was like, man, I need to go back to school. So I went back to school, started doing an MBA.
Got the move.
Yeah, and like when I'm at the MBA in business school, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be around all these smart kids. I don't know them. And then it's, oh, wait a minute, marketing. I know all about that. Like I've been in music for everything you do with music is marketing. Like I like this. This is like putting a fish in water. So that's how I fell into marketing. And then analytics goes back to high school for engineering. Like it all worked together. So it's like, cool, marketing analytics. Last job fair that I went to as part of my grad school career, the company that I now work for was there. And it was the last table. I only said what's up to the lady because she made eye contact. I'm from the South. When somebody makes eye contact, what do? How you doing? So she waved me over. Exactly. So we started talking and boom. She was like, yo, come through on this date. And so that's what we did. So now I'm working at that company and like now I'm actually making money. And so it's cool. We got the next stage is, like I'm not broke anymore. I'm not a broke musician now. This is even better. Like actually having a salary. Ooh, man, I'm never going back. So like each stage has had something to appreciate and then something. It's all been a give and take. I miss having Monday through Friday like completely free. For free. At the same time, I remember thinking like I'm gonna have to quit music when I have a kid because I don't want to keep missing all the things that happen on Saturdays and Sundays because I'm out gigging. And that's what that was. I started I got enough promotions and whatnot at the job that I was making more money than I was when I worked both jobs. Because there was a period of time where I was doing both. Like I worked my Monday through Friday job and then I gig on the weekends. So I had two incomes. But then it got to the point where I'm making enough at the one job that it covers both incomes. So it's like, let me keep working both jobs and they have even more money. But it's now, yeah, like when I'm about to have a kid now, I don't want to miss anything of having this kid.
Yep.
Stop the music. Let the music fall by the wayside. So people ask me all the time, do you miss being a musician? It's like, no, because I know I'd be at work right now. I wouldn't be able to go to my kids' games. I wouldn't be. And so
I bet, like, do you miss it? Do you miss the good parts of it? Not like everything baked into each other. Not would you go back to doing it? Isn't that answer the question of would you go back to doing it?
I love singing.
You love what?
Singing. I love singing. I love singing. I love being able to hit the notes and it feels good. Like when you sing correctly, it's like a massage in your chest and it feels good on your voice. Like it's, when you hold your breath and then you let it out and it feels good as you let it out, the exhale, that's what singing is like. In fact, one of the vocal warm-ups is to hold your breath and let it out slowly. That's just part of vocal training. To that point, it feels good. That is a very specific aspect of everything that goes along with music and the music business. I like coming up with songs, but there always gets to that point where it's like, man, I need 3 more lines. Them last 3 lines is like pulling teeth. Like I don't.
Now you just AI it. Like how finish this?
Exactly. Yeah. Now you could just
finish this song.
Same thing. Like organizing bands in like band schedule, because I had a band after the 9-piece band. That was my band. There was one dude who was like, yo, I need to tell this motherfucker we're starting at 7 so he'll show up at 8 and be on time, because we were actually showing up at 8. Like those kind of things. I don't miss the organization of it. I don't miss so much of what it is that's outside of the creativity and the performance. I love performing, but all of those reasons, which is why people get managers and why people have 8 songwriters and whatnot. Because
it's so much fun.
Yeah,
I love performing. I miss performing.
You know what I mean?
I do miss that.
But it's funny because if you saw me before my performances, you would think something was wrong. You would think I was sick, because and you remember this, before we would step, what would I look like?
Shit.
Exactly. And to that point, it's because I'm saving up all the energy I'm about to blow out on stage. And when I get out on stage, I'm going to turn up. Yeah. We're going to have a great time.
Much, you a performer?
I can be, yeah. I've always wanted to do acting,
You
and
should.
I did a little bit in college. I took an acting course, and I took a few theater classes as an elective, and I performed in front of a crowd. It was one of my finals where I had to perform a piece with another classmate, which I found very difficult to do because I didn't feel connected with her,
Hmm.
and it was just strange, and I feel like, yeah, it was just a strange matchup. But yeah, I did it. So like the crew came out to see it, Carol, Joanne, and a few others,
Hey.
and Tita, I think. They said I did a good job. Joanne almost cried at the end because of how I finished it.
What
Mm.
was it?
I forget what it was, but I was playing, I think it took place in Boston or something, and I was playing a guy who was just like a drunk and just always getting into trouble and stuff like that. But he's dealing with all this guilt from his childhood because his sister got SA'd.
Mm.
Um, and he saw the guy before the guy did it. And the guy was like, "Hey, kid, you want to go buy some pizza?" And sent them off to go
Ah,
buy the pizza. And when he
as a
went to go get the
distraction.
pizza,
Yeah.
he found his sister SA'd. And he's been internalizing all of that. And the courts didn't help his family or anything. The guy got off scot-free. So he's always been dealing with that. And in this scene, like him and his sister, they get into an argument. And then like notices that he's stealing money from her. He has his gun and all that. And she just basically tells him that he's just a walking dead man. And
Mm.
he just ends up fessing up and telling her, "What happened to you was my fault. That I saw the
Oh
guy just
dear.
before it happened." And yeah, and then it closes with him finally just like letting it all out. Yeah. So that's the scene I had to do. It was a very emotional scene. I actually have it on YouTube, but it's set to private, so only I can see it.
Oh
But
well,
I do have the record.
now we can see it.
That's good though, because you could also have a reel if you ever wanted to get into acting again.
Or a
I think
fake.
about it. I think about it probably once a week. Like throughout my whole life, I think about it once a week, but I just never pursue it. I'm in a good place in my life that I could just probably leave work for a year and try to pursue it, but then I'll blow all my money. I'd rather have an investment that'll make money first, and then I can try that.
You could do both.
You
Like I
definitely
said,
do both.
gig on the weekends. Like you ain't got no kids that you need to be around for.
Yeah, I know my kids all grown up now.
Exactly.
And what's
Carpe
funny is
diem.
my kid did tell me this. I remember when he was probably around 6 or 7. He said, "Daddy, what is there something that you always wanted to do when you grew up?" And I told him, "Oh, something I always wanted to do? I always wanted to be an actor." And he told me, he goes, "Then why don't you do it?" I was
Yes.
like, "Oh boy, there's bills to be paid, man.
But that's
This
the
child
thing.
support
Like,
ain't gonna pay for itself." So
yo, do it, give it a good try. I have
Well-
zero regrets about music because I did it
Yeah.
to not the best of my ability, but my true self.
That's the point I was trying to make. Is like when you say being an actor can mean so many different things. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
yeah.
If you act on some troupe, some weekend troupe, you're getting your acting Jones. You're
And
getting
you-
it like taken care of. You know what I'm saying? But
And
like
your skill.
that doesn't necessarily mean like you got to be in Hollywood or you got to be alongside Shia LaBeouf or anything like that. You could
Yeah.
just
Union actor. No, there's a lot of folks that are not. I just met a non-union actor the other this holiday at a holiday party, and I was like, "Yo, you're non-union?" She was like, "Yo, I be taking all the the odd jobs." And she was like, "That said, I can only do them once because if you do it 3 times, you have to go union." I was like, "Oh,
true.
interesting." So
I wouldn't even know where to start if I tried. So
auditions,
I don't know where to look.
Google.
back page.
Yeah.
First of all, no. Backpage? Where have you been?
Apparently not.
Backstage.
No, he said
It-
Backpage.
No,
I thought it
there's
was
a site
Backpage.
called Backstage though.
Maybe that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Backstage.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that is not the same thing.
Okay.
So what
yeah.
is
well, there you go.
Backpage?
That is not the same thing, bro.
Hopefully a defunct site. Please do not Google Backpage.
It's defunct. It's gone. They got rid of that.
Yeah.
Nah, this is way too much. There's way too much going on on this site.
Oh, and to your point earlier, I appreciate now as well. I'm in my happily ever after. I love being a dad. The kids are grown. Look, having kids is awesome, but that stage when they're like waking up every 3 hours, no, thank you. Like babies, newborn babies.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah. I just came from a birthday party, and at the party, the dude brought a 5-month-old. I'm like, yo, I'm happy for them. They got a 5-month-old, but at the same time, yo, you in the thick of it, homie. You still right. They ain't sleeping through the night yet.
Oh yeah.
Once they start sleeping through the night, that's when it gets better.
That's just brutal, bro. This is brutal.
I personally do not want to be friends with anybody right now that is having a baby now.
That's having a baby.
If you had a baby in the past 2 years, I do not want to be friends with you.
Why?
It's just too much, bro. I'll never be able to see you. Like, you're always gonna have a baby. Like,
on the flip side, they're gonna always want to see you.
Babies. I'm past
No, they're
that.
not. No, they're not always gonna want to see you.
I want to be friends with people that are about to retire. That's where I'm at. I'm in retirement mode. Let's go take a trip.
I don't understand
let's
that.
Do something.
I don't get it.
Actually, I'm talking shit because one of my boys has a kid that she's probably around 3 or 4 now. So yeah.
I mean, plus we all have.
The thing is that you can always.
And we're gonna
like,
go to Japan. So yeah, I am talking shit. So
when I had a kid, I was like, I don't want to be like, yeah, obviously my priorities are gonna change. I'm not gonna do the stuff that I've been doing, but like, I don't need to be a boring dad or a boring person. You're gonna see me less, but like, what I hated was when people were like, oh, I was gonna invite you, but you got a kid. So I'm like, what the fuck? Invite me. No, I can't come. I got a
more
kid
now.
Yo. But how many times has that person invited you and you just didn't go because you were like, oh, I got my kids today?
I'm not that person who says I'm gonna do something then just doesn't show up. I don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I might say I'm gonna go do something and then something may come up and then I'll tell you it came up, but that's because life happens, not because I'm not that dude who chronic, man, he ain't coming. I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying?
But
you're not that guy because you don't say you're coming.
Exactly. I'll tell you from the get-go, I'm not going. I don't want to go. Stop asking.
Now there have been people who like I've set up look, I know that there's people who think that's what I do because I've like canceled like 2 or 3 times on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I will say that I will overcommit, but I will follow through like really hard to do it. And if I don't show up, it's because I can't show up.
Yeah.
So I was in Los Angeles where telling somebody you're gonna come is just like
it's what you do.
Standard, I guess. I hated that dude. I never wanted to be that person.
Let's do lunch. When's lunch? Meh.
No, I hated when people would invite you out.
Oh, me?
Hey, let's hang out. And I'm like, all right, no, I'm good. No, we should hang out. We should definitely go do something, dude. Like, we should definitely go do something. Give me your number, give me your information. I'm like, okay. And then they don't show up.
I've had people do that to me here.
And then you see them again, and they don't say anything about it.
I think it's just a people thing, man.
No, thank you. I love when plans get canceled. Like, we're gonna do something. It's at this date, and then like they call me like, "Hey, you know what? We can't." I'm like, "Yes." Oh, canceled plans. I love canceled plans because I didn't want to go. So you were making me do something I didn't want to do.
The other day when we canceled.
Yes. But I was about to show up. In fact, I was calling you to make sure you remembered that I needed to do this. And at the same time, when you were like, let's not, I was like, yes.
I didn't remember.
And it was perfect because it was an inside day. Going out to see you was the only outside thing I had to do that day. So I was dreading, like, I got to go outside today.
What was this event that I wasn't invited to, huh?
You were invited to it. It was recording the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So to that point, thank you.
Ice out?
Yeah, it was
not ice out.
It was pre-ice. But still, I am a fair weather being. If it is even remotely uncomfortable outside, I don't want to go. Even when it's comfortable outside, I don't want to go. And so I'm very happy now that we're at the stage where I don't necessarily have to go out to a lot of stuff. Things that I do have to go out to are usually for the kids. Cool. Go out to those. Boxes are checked. Kids are having a good time. Everything else is good. Like the kids are old enough where they can brush their teeth by themselves. Like they can go to bed. They can bathe by themselves. Like I don't have to do everything. I can just hang out with like my 2 little human beings. That's fun. I'm also looking forward to the next stage. I just had a visitor where it was our neighbor that used to live on the same hall of us in New York. She's near retirement, I believe, or retired and like living her best life. Like she travels where she wants to travel. She goes and sees. The only reason she even came to Austin because she was going to see somebody else in Austin, Texas. And so she was like, I'm nearby, 2 hours away. It's closer than a 3-hour flight. Let me just hop on a bus and go see y'all too. And so she just came through for a night just to experience Houston because she can do that. Yeah, she came through, stayed with us for the night, and then went back the next morning to Austin. That was it. We got some crawfish.
I still have not had crawfish.
Ever?
Never.
Okay. We're gonna go to Crawfish Cafe. Let's do lunch.
All right. I like that. Speaking of that, we got to do that more often. I enjoy doing that. Like when we went to Smash Burger, we had a good time together.
Yeah.
And we stood in front of Smash Burger for like an hour. In front of Smash Burger after you guys ate, because I didn't eat that day. After you guys ate. And we just sat there shooting the shit. And then me and Rebel, we've gone to, what is that? Willie's Ice House 2 times already. So yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I enjoy doing that with you guys. Like
likewise.
Just sitting, eating, and talking.
I enjoy talking with you so much. You know what? I want to record the conversations with you on a habitual
weekly.
Yo, all right. I'm thinking now.
So what are you looking forward to?
Best part of our lives, but what's the most? I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of it.
Highlight. Most enjoyable.
Probably the most enjoyable part of your life. Some people would say it's their childhood. I guess a lot less people would say it's their adulthood because people would look at it and be like, oh, I got so many bills in my adulthood. But then a lot of people would say they love their adulthood because they have their children and everything. So
this is the best, like financially, this is the best it's been.
Let's talk about experience-wise.
Experience-wise.
By definition, the best it's been.
I am no. Do you understand how I'm no longer in the cold? Like I didn't have to shovel at all. You know how long it's been since I touched a shovel? I'm in my happily ever after, sir. What?
Wait, you have to give people context because
I lived in
that.
So at 18, me and Scrota decided to go to Boston for school, or Medford, Massachusetts, from Texas, having only seen snow, not even snow, flurries once in 1993. That
was not snow.
It was flurries. It was flurries.
And it iced like a couple of times also.
Did it?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. Like,
yeah, it was straight ice that just fell from the sky.
Yeah.
We were like, ooh, snow. And all older people were like, sweet summer child, this isn't snow.
Meanwhile, we go to Boston suburbs for college. The second year that we're there, they have the third most snow in their recorded history. So yeah, going from like, I still remember the first time it snowed our freshman year, he and I played out in the snow all night, like with all the rest of our college friends.
That was great.
It was awesome.
And then that night was amazing.
Yep.
The rest of it was awful.
Yep. Never again. We're done with snow. So going from that to then I lived in New York for 15 years, which is like better than Boston because it's not as cold, but it's still like enough to be like blizzards. I didn't even know what a nor'easter was before I went up there.
I have no clue what that is.
Exactly. So being done with all of that.
That's like having a New Yorker know what El Nino is.
For the New Yorkers, imagine if it never snowed and you had parking everywhere that you went and about 8 million less people in the city.
Are you describing here? Oh, you are describing here.
Exactly. And everything that you still have there. Just imagine it with 8 million less people and parking. A washer dryer in your residence.
And cheaper.
And much cheaper.
And maybe a garage.
Yeah. Yeah, in a garage. They don't have cars, so they don't care about that. But you know.
Oh, and cars.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta understand. Some of them like riding the train. It's a whole thing. I don't understand it, but whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is great. I'm sure the next part will be better. I appreciate now though, because I assume later in life, later as I get older, eventually there might be, my health will be different. Hopefully I'm gonna be one of them like 80-year-old dudes that just, you know, like a Denzel, where he looks like he's still like alive and kicking, even though he's however old he is. Yeah, I hope to be one of those mobile older gentlemen. Like, but that's not promised. So in the meantime, I appreciate God doing whatever He's doing right now, and I'm appreciate this moment that we're in. And I would say, just trying to do that in each stage of life is all that I could recommend. I believe there's a heaven and hell while you're on earth, and do your best to try to be in your heaven, man.
How about you, Scroda? Like, what do you think you sat best with the best experiences?
I said 26 to 28.
26 to 28?
Yeah, if it's not now, like I said, right now, I wouldn't trade where I'm at right now for the world. Just because my life has always had, I guess, meaning, but now it's tied to three other people that just make it infinitely more valuable.
Yeah.
It's funny you asked, like, remember when I was telling you when I was a kid, I believe 26 was going to be the best year. 26 is the year I met my wife, or started dating my now wife. When I remember once I hit 26, I was like, I think 32 is going to be like a great year. It's like around when I had my first kid. And then I don't know what 40 was one of those. I think 40 is going to be cool. 40 was cool. I don't remember the thing that happened at 40, but I don't know what the next one is. And to that point, sometimes I get a little bit of anxiety because I'm like, man, this is good. This is too good. What's about to go wrong? You know what I mean?
I can't think like that, man.
I try not to, but to that point, I feel like that anxiety is just enough to keep me from being in perpetual happiness.
And sabotaging yourself.
Yeah, so it's because I have the anxiety about something happening, nothing happens.
You glitched out. What did you say, Scroda?
I said he keeps himself from sabotaging himself.
Right.
Okay. No.
Yeah, exactly. Because I worry something's going to happen, I'm not at full happiness. And because I'm not at full happiness, nothing happens. You know what I mean? And God willing, Lord, please don't let anything bad happen. Because
I think plenty of bad stuff has happened to you. That sounds really horrible.
It has.
I think plenty of bad stuff has happened to lots of people. And granted, there's exceptions to this as well too. But I think largely, like, it's just everyone knows someone who thinks their life is harder than you think it is. So it's relative. It's like, dude, you have it pretty good. Like, it's not.
Yeah, lost mom last year, lost grandma last year.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like
2 days ago, got some bad news.
You can easily say everything's good, with everything going around in the country. You can easily say, like, everything's going to shit. This is the worst series of 2 or 3 years ever. But outlook is important, man.
Mm-hmm. And had cancer a few years ago.
You'd be like, damn, I thought everything's going horrible. First of all, please don't walk away from this conversation like shit. I thought I was good. Despite all of that, speaking about you specifically, like, your spirits are still high, because I don't know what it would take for a person who's well trained at looking at the bright side of stuff to actually really be down. I remember about 2 years ago when you were like really down. That really bothered me because this isn't normal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that the best, and I think that's probably why it's difficult to figure out when that best time is, because it just depends on your outlook. I can make a case for a lot of different times, but definitely 26, 28 was like just a very special moment in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely say when the worst time of my life was.
Yeah.
So I think having that perspective, feeling like I'm past that, I survived.
Is that easier, Electric? The worst time?
The worst time of a person's life?
Yeah. I think that's actually hard for me.
I remember a time where I really thought about giving up. And I remember thinking, like, I'm going to die anyway one day. What's the rush? Why don't I just default? It's funny because I don't think I had seen Office Space yet. But what the protagonist does in Office Space, where he's like, you know what? I'm just going to stop caring, is pretty much what I did. And it made everything so much easier. It's not easy to default. There's a lot of times where people cannot default.
Yeah, it's
you
hard.
have to continue to care about certain things, but there are so many things that you can just stop caring about. Like
My motto is like nothing's ever really that. So very few things are that serious.
That's what we used to say in high school. Man, it ain't that crucial.
Yep.
And it's funny because that mentality hit me right at that same time of, what are we doing? I don't know. I thought way too much as a kid, or as a teenager. So like hitting a point where I was like, what would I be giving up for? Like, why would I end this as a teenager? Why?
Yeah.
I haven't even gone to college yet. So to that point, yeah, like hitting that reset, like that default of, you know what, man, it ain't that crucial, man. Skip all this mess. Digging hard into that Southern mentality helped.
Do you think of the worst time, or do you have a worst time?
Electric.
You don't have to share it, electric, because worst times can be pretty traumatic.
I think life has ups and downs. And I often hear people say, oh, last year was such a bad year. And I think life ebbs and flows, but the worst times, and see, I'm thinking more of periods of our lives. And
Yeah,
for
go
me,
ahead.
it's my childhood. That's just one time. I don't want to live through that again. So my childhood was the worst part of my life. And that's all the way up to, I would say, till I was about 20. And then I would say the most exciting part of my life would have been from 21 to 23. And then there was just a lot of struggle from there. And then my 30s were a throwaway. That's how I look at it.
Gee.
Yeah, I feel like my 30s were just thrown away. I
Aw.
moved to a state where I knew absolutely nobody. I didn't make any friends. I spent a lot of time alone, and that's what really got me into gaming. All my social was through gaming. And not to say I didn't go out. I tried going out, but just where I was, that place was just, I just didn't, I don't know. It was just the culture of the people there. I couldn't fit in. So that didn't work out, and I'm glad I left that place. Now I'm at a point in my life where things are a lot better, man. I'm very stable and comfortable in my life now. But I think the most memorable and the most exciting was 21 to 23 because I had so many people I could call friend, so many good times. I was always out and about. I should have been called Electric Thunder during that time.
You want to see Electric Thunder?
I was so wild and full of energy. I was always out and about. I was in everywhere where something was happening, I was there. I had different cliques I hung out with. I just knew so many good people, man. And yeah, those were the best times for me when I look back. Yeah. But now I'm in a place where it's just like I'm very, very comfortable. I spend a lot of time alone now. I notice even with my partner now, she wants to spend time with me, and I'm like, I just want to be alone, which is great that she travels because then when she comes back around, I'm like, all right, cool. I could spend the next 2 days with you. But it sucks up my weekends because she travels during the week. I really like my alone time now. I like being by myself. There's like a big comfort for me now. Although it's a weird thing. It's like a seesaw. Like sometimes it makes me sad, and then sometimes I just revel in it. So it depends how I wake up.
Do you feel you developed that appreciation of your solitude while
In your
you were
30s.
in your 30s? Yeah.
I think I did. Yeah. During my 30s, the solitude felt depressing because I felt like I would have a lot of FOMO, and I'm like, I'm wasting my youth. I can get out there and go do something.
Yeah, but did force you to know how to navigate that solitude.
Yeah.
So when you did have those options, you could appreciate it.
I was an only child. So like I remember when I was a child, I used to desperately want a sibling. But it forced me to appreciate solitude because I had a choice. So now when I have my free time, like to your point, I used to fixate on finding my person. Oh, who's going to be my person? Who's going to be my person? So I was like always a serial monogamous because I know myself. I grew up solo dolo, like just me and mom. And mom had to work. So it was just me. Thus, once I got really comfortable with myself, my thoughts and everything, it all became about, I want to share what I'm sure is going to be an awesome life with someone, so that it's not just me solo living my best life. If that's how life turns out, sure, cool. But it'd be nice if I got to share it with somebody and get their perspective on it and whatnot. So I used to fixate on finding my person. And so once I finally did, it's funny how some people are like, oh man, like they're all over me. Like, can I, kind of the same thing you just said. Oh, they want to spend so much time together. Like, can I just get some alone time? I never had that. It's not until now where there's 3 other people in my dwelling.
At least.
At least, yeah. Then I'm like,
you got the right one to test that.
So it's cool. Like when nobody's here and it's just me, it's like, hey, I remember you. Like me by myself. Oh, cool. What am I gonna do with my free time? And right now it's becoming a thing where like every year my wife goes back to her motherland of New York and takes the kids. So and I'm like, never again. If I ever set foot on a plane to New York, I failed. So that's my time to like just be solo and me, like alone. And every time I'm like, oh, huh. And it flies by, because just like you had to, you've learned to appreciate being alone. And I think there's a lot of people who don't appreciate being alone. And there's a lot of people who do appreciate being alone. A lot of people who are in relationships just to be in relationships because they think, oh, I don't want to be solo. But at the same time, there's a lot of people enjoying being alone. And I think if you can appreciate each of those stages, that's when you're really like maximizing life. But there are people who are like, oh man, you need to be jumping out of planes. You need to be traveling the world. You need to see everything. It's at the same time, I know how to be happy alone. I know how to be happy when I'm with people. I know how to be happy without spending thousands of dollars to go to some exotic, like I can just be happy wherever I am.
Yeah.
For free. Like I don't feel the FOMO. And I think finding that balance is one of the hardest things to do, but also if you can do, one of the most rewarding things is to be able to appreciate missing out, which is again why I love cancel plans.
Best plan is to cancel one.
No, I'm kidding.
So we went over different parts of our lives, talking about the best parts, and we even mentioned some of the not so best parts.
Y'all
and I'm
liked
pretty
your
sure
20s.
A lot of people say again.
I said y'all liked your 20s. I liked all of it.
And
I like all of it.
I hope a lot of people that are listening to this really feel that way also, that they enjoyed all of it. And even if you didn't enjoy all of it, if you're sitting the same way where I am, where there's a huge chunk of it that I didn't enjoy, I hope that you do find the parts that you enjoy. And I hope better days are ahead for all of you as well.
Hey man, it could be worse.
Yep, definitely could be.
And like, yo, I know there's a lot of us who were, even just last year, even before last year, thinking, but it won't be worse though, right?
Who? They wasn't part of the
Paying
culture.
attention. They weren't paying attention.
They weren't part of the culture.
Yeah, I know, for real. Hey,
because we was like,
I paid attention the first time, so I didn't think it would happen the second time. Yo, to you out there, if you feel like you're ready to give up, don't give up. You might miss out on the best.
People are whack, and whack people try to make your stuff whack.
Yeah. And to
Let
that
them be
point,
whack.
if you can stop caring about their opinions, stop caring about their opinions. Hell, even play with it. Troll their opinions if it makes you feel better.
Caring. You gotta care to troll.
You do have to care to troll. But some people they not care. So if you do have to care,
then troll.
Mess with it.
Got it.
If I have to care, then I'm gonna troll. Yeah, man. If you can find a way to default and reset. Yo, it's like credit, man. There are sometimes you get some bills, and this happened to me when I was younger, where it's like I had bills that I couldn't pay, and I was like, hey, and they're like, yo, if you don't pay this, we're gonna wreck your credit. I'm like, hey, you just gonna have to wreck my credit because you ain't getting it because I ain't got it. I'm a broke musician.
What does that mean? How is this a threat?
Exactly. So you mean if I don't pay you, you just go wreck my credit? So I can't buy nothing with the money I don't have anyway? Cool. All right. And to that point, hey, my credit's immaculate now. So again, if you feel like giving up, man, hey, just default.
Default. That's the advice. If you feel like giving up, don't. Just default.
Just default. Keep on living. You'll be surprised what can come about. One day, you might have some stellar credit of life. Hang in there.
All right, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Don't forget to
Like,
like, share, comment, tell people about us, bring people along, have conversations about the show. If you like us, you hate us. I hope y'all don't hate us. But yeah, man, just keep the conversation going.
I hope you do hate us and hate listen.
Thank you for joining us at the HLS Podcast.
Did you do that? I bet you won't listen. I bet you won't listen to the
show.
I bet you won't listen to every episode.
You ain't gonna do that.
You ain't. You don't have the fortitude to tolerate this much us. All right. This has been the HLS Podcast, the podcast that never was, late to the party, to that point, Radical Teddy and Friends, Haters Loving Side Notes, Her Latest Seducers, Happens Like Sundowns, Hippies Loving Showers, Habitually Long Semicolon, His Longest Speech, Name Pending. I'm the Rebel Alliance.
I'm Scrotus Willis.
And this is Electric Thunder.
Don't
Thank
worry.
y'all for listening.
Be happy.
Y'all are awesome. Stay great. And I'll let Rebel finish what he was saying.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Don't worry, default.
What does that even mean?
Yo, man.
That's how I got through my early 20s.
Yo.
I had to fix it in my 30s.
Yeah, man. You'd be surprised how fast you can fix your credit. And after 7 years, all those defaults, they get erased anyway.
Wait, that's why you just
Wipe them out. Hey, it was good enough for the big banks. It's good enough.
With that said, HLS Podcast, and we're out.